All right, welcome back, YouTube. I've been on a little bit of boycott recently because I haven't reached the double-digit mark in subscribers. So come on, YouTube. I know we can do it. Give me those next 2 subscribers. My students tell me that once I hit 10 subscribers, YouTube will start paying me. So that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm not sure that they're right, but just in case, we'll try that. All right, get back into math today. We are going to continue working on elapsed time, this time just in word problem form. So you'll have to, if you need to use a clock, you can use a clock in the back of the room. Or if you just want to sketch a number line like we did in the last lesson, that might be easier as well. Okay? All right, so Mr. Cox caught a train at 1:45 p.m. to visit his grandchildren. The train trip lasted 35 minutes. Then he spent 10 minutes waiting for a cab and another 15 minutes riding in the cab. What time did Mr. Cox get to his grandchildren's house? Okay. So if you want to do a number line, that's fine. What you have to know is you caught a train or you started driving at 1:45. Okay. If you do a number line, if you the train trip lasted 35 minutes, you could also just count up from that. If you count that correctly, the train trip would last until 2:20. Okay, so that would be 35 minutes from there. So a half hour from 1:45 would be 2:15, and then add 5 minutes to get your 35. Okay. Then he spent 10 minutes waiting for a cab. Okay, so we're going to add 10 minutes to that. So now we're at 2:30. Sorry about that. 2:30. Okay. And then he spent 15 minutes riding in the cab. So that would bring us to 2:45. What time did Mr. Cox get to his grandchildren's house? Then it would be at 2:45, and it does specify that he left at p.m., so we need to make sure we label that p.m. Okay. All right, next one. Herva left home at 9:45 a.m. and returned home at 11:20 a.m. She spent 55 minutes at the gym and the rest of the time at the library. How much time did Herva spend at the library? So this you could go forward or backwards, really. But knowing that we left at, I'm going to use a space up here now, 9:45. Okay? And we spent 55 minutes at the gym. So what I would do is an hour or 60 minutes would take me to 10:45. And I know that that's not quite there. Okay? So I'm going to go to 10:45 minus my 5 minutes. You can count up if it's easier, or however you want to do it. But I know that 10:45 would be an hour. I'm 5 minutes less than an hour, so that would bring me to 10:40. Okay. So if I spent 55 minutes at the gym, rest of the time at the library, now I have to figure out, well, how much time then, 11:20, is it from 10:40 till 11:20? Okay. So 20 minutes would get me to 11 o'clock. And then another 20 minutes would be 40 minutes, which would take me to 11:20. So plus my 20 minutes to get to 11:20. And the time that I spent at the library is 40 minutes. All right, moving on up. To number 3, Diego arrived at soccer practice at 8:45 a.m. Practice lasted for 45 minutes, and then it took him 10 minutes to walk home. What time did he get home? So again, we're starting at 8:45. I like to use those even numbers. So how long does it take me to get to 9 o'clock? I'm going to say, well, 15 minutes gets me to 9 o'clock. And then I know it takes me 30 minutes to get to 9:30. Okay. And there's where I get my 45 from, right? So 15 plus 30 is 45 minutes. So now I know that practice ended at 9:30, and then it took me 10 minutes to walk home, or it took Diego 10 minutes to walk home from there. So 9:30 plus 10 minutes, the answer would be 9:40. And again, it does specify a.m., so make sure you label. Okay, so 9:40 a.m. All right, Jan started working on her homework at 6:25 p.m. and finished at 7:30 p.m. She spent 45 minutes on a book report and the rest of the time on math. How long did Jan spend on math? So similar to number 2, we are going to start at 6:25. I know that I spent 45 minutes on a book report, so 45 minutes from there. Again, I think of easy ones, so 6:30 plus 45 minutes. Well, 30 plus 15 would take me to 7:15, but I didn't start at 6:30. Again, if you want to count up, it's going to be 7:10. However, you get to 7:10, so 6:25 plus 45 minutes is 7:10. And then I know that I have finished at 7:30, so it's saying how long does it take me to get from 7:10 to 7:30, and that would be 20 minutes. Okay. So how long did you spend on math? It was 20 minutes. All right, next one. Shanna finished her chores at 4:25 p.m. She spent 35 minutes cleaning her room, 20 minutes bathing her dog, 15 minutes folding clothes. What time did Shanna begin her chores? So this one we are going to definitely move backwards from. So 4:25, I'm going to start out here. She spent 35 minutes cleaning her room, so I'm going to go back 35 minutes. If you count that, back 25 minutes would be 4. And then 10 minutes prior to that would be 3:50. Okay. So now I'm done to use the 35 minutes cleaning my room, 20 minutes bathing my dog. So I'm going to go back 20 minutes, which will take me to 3:30. So 20 minutes is done. And then 15 minutes folding clothes. Go back 15 minutes, and it's now 3:15. That done. So what time did Shanna begin her chores? Should be 3:15 p.m. Okay. All right, on to the next page. We're going to visit Puzzled Penguin. So this is a little bit longer one, but not many problems on it. Okay. So this says, Dear math students, today I was asked to find the time Jim got to the doctor's office if he woke up at 7:55 a.m., spent 45 minutes getting ready, and then drove 20 minutes to the doctor's office. Here's how I solved the problem. From 7:55 on a clock, I counted up 45 minutes to 8:45. Then I counted up 20 minutes to 9:05. Jim got to the doctor's office at 9:05 a.m. Is my answer correct? If not, please correct my work and tell me what I did wrong. How do you know my answer is wrong? Okay. So just like always, Puzzled Penguin is struggling. He's a little off. So no, he is not correct. The actual answer should be 9 o'clock. Okay. So 9 o'clock a.m. And then when we talk about how what he did wrong, if you look back up in this first step that he did right here, if he starts at 7:55 and he counts up, he would get to 8:40 instead of 8:45. So essentially what he did was he counted up wrong, and then ended up 5 minutes ahead of where he should have been. The second step is actually correct, but he started off in the wrong place. So something like that written there. So no, answer is actually 9 a.m., and then he counted up wrong, specifically from the time that he, from 7:55 on a clock, counted up 45 minutes, which is incorrect. Okay. And our last two, sorry. Wayne left home at 3:50 p.m. to go to the park. It took 30 minutes to get to the park. He spent 45 minutes at the park. What time did he leave the park? Okay. So if he left home at 3:50 to go to the park, it took 30 minutes to get to the park. So 30 minutes from there, you count up, is going to be 4:20. Spent 45 minutes at the park. What time did he leave? So if you count up from 4:20 or 45 minutes further, it would be 5:05. Okay. So what time did he leave the park? It should be 5:05 p.m. Okay. Now just make sure that you know how to do that without just looking at mine. I can, for the most part, do these in my head. So I just added the 30 minutes. 3:50 to 4:20 is 30 minutes. And then 4:20 to 5:05 is my 45 minutes. Sorry, let me get the light quick. So essentially what I do is 4:20 till 5 o'clock is 40 minutes, and then I just added the 5 minutes as well. Okay? And then the last one is just going to be for you. So draw a number line to show Puzzled Penguin another way to find the time Jim arrived at the doctor's office. So finding it correctly, go up in those 5-minute increments, and then after that you can go ahead and begin your homework.